Welcome to our comprehensive gardening guide. Today, we'll learn how to plant and maintain a variety of plants, including native trees, fruit trees, and vegetables. We'll cover three main categories of plants: native Australian trees, fruit trees, and common vegetables. For each plant, we'll discuss proper planting techniques and essential maintenance tips to help your garden thrive. Let's begin with native Australian trees. We'll focus on two species: Banksia integrifolia, also known as coast Banksia, and Callitris columellaris, commonly called white cypress pine. First, let's look at the coast Banksia. This attractive native tree grows up to 15 meters tall and features silver-backed leaves and yellow flower spikes that attract birds and bees. When planting a coast Banksia, choose a sunny location with well-drained soil. Dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball, but of the same depth. Gently place the plant in the hole, ensuring the top of the root ball is level with the surrounding soil. Backfill with soil, water thoroughly, and add a layer of mulch to retain moisture. For maintaining your Banksia, water regularly until the plant is established, typically for the first 6 months to a year. After this period, Banksias are quite drought tolerant, but will benefit from occasional deep watering during extended dry periods. Prune lightly after flowering to maintain shape, and remove any dead branches. Apply a low-phosphorus native plant fertilizer in spring, as Banksias are sensitive to high phosphorus levels. Next, let's discuss the white cypress pine, a native conifer that can grow up to 20 meters tall. This drought-resistant tree has scale-like foliage and produces small woody cones. When planting a white cypress pine, select a location with full sun and well-drained soil. Dig a hole as deep as the root ball and twice as wide. Remove the plant from its container and place it in the hole, ensuring the top of the root ball is level with the surrounding soil. Backfill with the excavated soil, water thoroughly, and apply mulch around the base, keeping it away from the trunk. For maintenance, water your white cypress pine deeply but infrequently during its first year. Once established, it's extremely drought tolerant and requires minimal watering. Unlike many other trees, white cypress pine requires very little pruning. You may occasionally remove lower branches to create a more tree-like form as it grows. Fertilizing is generally not necessary, as this species is adapted to nutrient-poor Australian soils. However, a light application of slow-release native plant fertilizer in spring can support healthier growth. Now, let's move on to fruit trees. We'll focus on two popular citrus varieties: Mandarin trees and lime trees. Mandarin trees are small to medium-sized citrus trees that produce sweet, easy-to-peel fruits. They typically grow to about 3 to 4 meters in height and width. When planting a mandarin tree, choose a sunny position that's protected from strong winds. The soil should be well-draining but moisture-retentive, with a slightly acidic to neutral pH. Dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball, and at the same depth. Remove the tree from its pot. Gently tease out any circling roots and place it in the hole so that the graft union, a swollen area on the trunk, sits above soil level. Backfill with soil mixed with compost, water thoroughly, and apply a layer of mulch, keeping it away from the trunk. To maintain your mandarin tree, water deeply and regularly, especially during fruit development and hot weather. Allow the top few centimeters of soil to dry out between waterings to prevent root rot. Fertilize 3 times a year, in early spring, early summer, and autumn, using a specialized citrus fertilizer. Prune after harvesting to remove any dead or crossing branches and to maintain a manageable size. Watch for common pests like scale insects, citrus leaf miners, and aphids. Treat infestations with horticultural oil or an appropriate insecticide. Finally, let's explore how to plant and maintain common vegetables. We'll cover several popular vegetables, including tomatoes, lettuce, carrots, beans, and others. Let's start with tomatoes, one of the most popular garden vegetables. Tomatoes are warm season crops that produce fruit in a variety of sizes, shapes, and colors. When planting tomatoes, choose a sunny location with at least 6 hours of direct sunlight daily. Prepare the soil by incorporating compost or aged manure to provide nutrients and improve drainage. Dig a hole deep enough to bury 2/3 of the plant's stem. Unlike most plants, tomatoes develop roots along their buried stems, creating a stronger root system. Install a stake or cage at planting time to provide support as the plant grows. Water thoroughly after planting and then water at the base of the plant, not the leaves, to prevent disease. For maintaining tomatoes, water deeply and consistently, aiming for 1 to 2 inches of water per week. Inconsistent watering can cause problems like blossom end, rot, and fruit splitting. Apply a balanced fertilizer when planting, and then switch to a fertilizer higher in phosphorus and potassium when fruits begin forming. Prune suckers, small shoots that develop in the leaf axils, to improve air circulation and direct the plant's energy into fruit production. Harvest tomatoes when they're fully colored but still firm. They will continue to ripen if picked slightly early. Let's discuss some general tips for planting and maintaining vegetables. Consider garden planning and crop rotation. Don't plant the same family of vegetables in the same location year after year to prevent disease buildup and soil nutrient depletion. Give plants adequate spacing. Follow the spacing recommendations on seed packets or plant labels to allow proper air circulation and prevent competition. Use mulch to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Organic mulches like straw or compost also add nutrients as they break down. Monitor for pests and diseases regularly. Many problems can be prevented or minimized with early intervention. In conclusion, successful gardening requires understanding the specific needs of each plant and providing proper planting and maintenance. Whether you're growing native trees, fruit trees, or vegetables, remember these key points. Choose appropriate locations based on sunlight requirements. Prepare the soil properly before planting. Water appropriately for each plant type. Apply fertilizer as needed. Monitor and address pest and disease issues promptly. With these guidelines, you'll be well on your way to a thriving garden filled with beautiful native trees, delicious fruits, and nutritious vegetables. Happy gardening!